Hi, and welcome to another episode of Selling Life and Annuities. I'm Randy Pierson, Vice President of Life and Annuities and Core Marketing. And today with me, I've got one of our best life marketers, Brady Doppler. And we're going to be addressing the question that many advisors ask themselves in selling life insurance. And that is, how do I know that I'm selling the right kind of life insurance? So stay tuned. All right, Mr. Doppler. So, you're heavily involved in our life marketing efforts at Gore Marketing and speaking with agents on a daily basis. So, when agents ask themselves, am I doing right by my clients? Am I selling the right kind of products? And am I selling them in the right way? I know that at Gore Marketing, we've got a lot of resources available to them. What kind of tools do we provide agents in assisting in this endeavor?
A ton. You could get lost in them. Okay, so one of the things that I always say to the agents who I talk to, GordonMarketing.com, www.GordonMarketing.com is the rendezvous point for everything that you would need as a salesman. Okay, whether you need quotes, whether you need applications, underwriting information, anything you could possibly think of throughout the life insurance sale, it is on our website. Now, knowing where to go or actually how to find it may take a call to me to help facilitate that process. But it's all there. So utilizing GordonMarketing.com is my number one rule for agents who are just getting started.
All right. And it often surprises me when I speak to agents who are doing business with Gordon Marketing that they've not visited our website or really navigated through it. Now, I'll be the first to admit that we have a great deal of information on our website. And finding the appropriate resources can take a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. But I would agree with you 100%. We have a ton of great information on that website. But in specific, let's talk about needs analysis.
Sure.
So, oftentimes when I speak to agents about selling life insurance, I'll ask the question and say, so how much life insurance does your client need? And they'll say $500,000. And I say, well, how did you determine that amount? And it's oftentimes, well, we just guessed at a need, or the client told me that that's how much they wanted. How can we assist them in making sure that they come up with a more accurate need?
So going back to tools that we're using, right? I want everybody, if you're watching this right now, just take a quick minute and go on your cell phone, any iPhone, Android, whatever you have, and go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and search Gordon Marketing Life Quotes. Okay, It's going to have a blue background on it. You're going to register for an account, and on that account, you can actually do a ton of different things. So it has a needs analysis calculator on it to address your question. It's going to take into account a bunch of different things about your client: debt, mortgage, student loans, anything that would rope into that conversation about how much death benefit that they need, and it's going to calculate and spit you out a number.
Yeah.
Okay, from there, once you see a number, it's actually one button. From that number, hit the button, select what type of product your client is wanting or what you are suggesting, and it'll take you right to quotes.
Fantastic. So we assist in that needs analysis process. And I know the gentleman who brought me into the business over 35 years ago oftentimes told me that the most important job that we do for our clients is to make sure that they have enough life insurance.
Sure.
Not so much whether they have this product or that product, whole life IUL, term insurance, or something else.
Sure.
But speaking of product, I'm sure we can provide some assistance, or we have some opportunity to assist those agents in determining which is the right product for them.
Of course. Many of the times when producers call me, it's really a basic conversation. Hey, I have a guy who wants to purchase life insurance, and we can talk through the process, right? One of the first couple questions that you're going to need to ask is, what type of life insurance are they interested in, right? Yeah. Or maybe what can they qualify for, right? And a real simple question is, are you interested in term or permanent life insurance? And that will kind of direct you down a path to know what to click on the quoting engines and know what products to be looking for. And once you actually see quotes on our website, you may skip over it, but there's a show details button on there. And when you hit that button, it'll show you whether a product is convertible, whether it has living benefits, whether it has conversion credits, whether anything and everything about the product that's going to make you seem and feel like an expert on that particular subject matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking that thought one step further, I know that, once again, in conversations I have with agents almost on a daily basis, many agents today didn't get the traditional life insurance training that, for example, I got several decades ago coming into the business. And so understanding the differences between permanent and term, but more specifically, the differences between, say, a whole life insurance policy and an IU or IUL or a GUL, et cetera. So let's talk a little bit about that subject matter, that being agents who need more training, who need a better understanding of product and how to sell it. What types of things do we provide the independent advisor, the independent agent out in the field?
Well, if you don't like to have one-on-one personal conversations, maybe you're more of like a webinar type of person, we are constantly hosting webinars, okay? Jump on a webinar. You don't have to talk. You don't have to introduce. You don't have to do anything. You just need to sit there and listen, okay, to the content that's being provided. So we have a webinar once a week at least, where we're going through product, going through different type of sales situations. And then the next sort of thing is, if you are a personable person and you like to maybe have a nice chat, give me a call. Okay, give me a call and I can walk you through and we can have a personal one-on-one conversation.
Very good. You know, we're rapidly running out of time on this edition of Selling Life and Annuities. But I want to make sure before we exit to address one of the most dramatic changes in the business, and that is the advent of technology in assisting in the sales process. And one of my big talking points is often how can agents or helping agents apply online using technology? So what resources can we provide advisors in that regard?
So we have a couple different options. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the website iPipeline. Okay, it has probably 25 carriers on there. And they're different products where we can apply online. Everything's done electronically. Signatures are collected electronically. The policy delivery, in a lot of times, is delivered electronically. The other really cool thing that we have, and I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about it before, is the mobile app that I mentioned earlier. We can do a drop ticket. So it's going to save you time, it's going to save you effort, it's going to save you energy, and actually, instead of scratching on a paper app or clicking on buttons on the iPipeline, you can ask or answer 7 to 10 easy-to-answer questions about your client, and all of the work goes to the carrier. Quicker issue times, faster submission to commission.
Love that. So, listen, if you're an advisor out there, if you're an agent and you'd like to learn more about our electronic submission process or anything as it relates to analyzing your client's needs and making sure that they purchase the right kind of life insurance, all you need to do is reach out to Brady Doppler, one of our top members on the team. He is sitting at his phone, anxiously awaiting your call. So, of course, that brings our episode of Selling Life and Annuities to an end. I'm Randy Pierson, and I appreciate you spending time with us. Make sure you click subscribe at the bottom of this video so that you can be notified every time we come out with some new content. Have a great day and happy selling.